Let's go back to Le Batard, guys. So I was talking to Le Batard, and I really did want an answer, only because I had heard about the piece with Dana. I didn't actually see it. So I'm catching up with Le Batard, and we're live. But I'm also curious, hey, what stemmed to that? And he goes, well, you know what, Chael, you're actually on the wrong side of this. You should have backed me, because I was arguing with Dana because I was backing you. I was backing the boys, and I was saying that they should be paid more. And he said, give me an example of what John Jones would be paid to go to heavyweight. You go, well, Dan, hold on a second. That's not how it works. John Jones is given participation in that fight. I believe that would be a very big fight. That's just what I feel in my stomach. I would be excited for that. I would count down the days. I would look forward to that, the fan in me, so I would then interpret that other people would too. And when John gets the back end points for how many people push the buy button and stop what they were doing to watch it, he would be rewarded. If you want me to guess what that number would be, you're looking right in that $3 to $5 million range. But that's how that would come. And he goes, well, I don't think that's fair. I think he should be paid more than that because he's the greatest fighter of all time. And I'm kind of left on a lurch with how to respond, right? There's some things that are so obvious that you almost can't respond to it. Why does adding 5 rocks to a pile of 7 rocks equal the same thing as adding 7 rocks to a pile of 5 rocks? Like, the answer is so obvious that even a great mathematician would be stumped in how to articulate it back to you. It's like, Le Batard, I'm not sure you're hearing what I'm saying. First off, nobody is paid based on accomplishments. That's fair and that's reasonable. And when it goes the other way, nobody argues against it. Use one of the Paul brothers boxing over on DAZN when they have 20 million YouTube subscribers who all come out of the woodwork to watch them. We get it. People wanted to see them. They get a piece. Their number's really big. Use it in our own sport of MMA. Conor McGregor goes into the boxing world 0-0 record. He had absolutely he was not paid for being a Golden Gloves champion or a world team member or an Olympic team member or a medalist or 20-0. 0-0. But we also understand the attraction that brought in. We understand why that was compelling. We understood this is a 2-division world champion who's run through everybody in the world's biggest sport, which is MMA, and now he's going to go to a different sport, but it's still competition. You guys remember the storyline. I don't need to rework that for you. But when that was engineered in reverse, nobody had a problem with it. Nobody thought that because Conor McGregor had an amateur boxing record of 0-0, that he should be paid like an amateur, which would be nothing. Or possibly even have to put down an entry fee like USAB would require for one of their matches that they sanction as a governing body. But you do see the difference. So when you come to me and tell me that John Jones is the greatest fighter ever, okay, you shared an opinion that is also shared by many. Why aren't those many watching him fight would be the question. That would be the question. You're now talking to the fans. Hey, fans, how come you're not coming out and watching John in droves so that he can make more money? Instead, you're asking the business owner to act as though he's a bank or as though he's some kind of a Santa Claus. It seems as though it's a perfect world where you are going to be given a piece of the action without taking any financial risk or putting up any capital, period. You're going to be given it, which, by the way, is not a standard within this industry until they made it one. That was the standard of the boxing industry. It took many years till MMA was turning a profit and could actually do that. And the second it happened, they did do it, but it's still a gift. You're still looking a gift horse in the mouth. Either way. No question about it. And it just always surprises me that we keep falling back into that. You could go into Hollywood right now, and you could be an accomplished Broadway thespian that has absolute skill and graduated from the Juilliard School of Arts. You're not going to make as much as if Conor McGregor decides he wants to do a cameo in that same film. Just to use somebody from this space, you are not going to make as much as if Tom Brady goes over and makes his Hollywood debut. You're just not. You're not going to make as much as one of the Paul brothers or one of these other YouTube or Instagram nut jobs that goes out there and gets attention but is very good at doing it. You're just simply not. They're going to look at who is the most famous and the most popular. That's just simply what it's going to come down to. Who can we get, whether it's a stunt or not, to get other people to stop what they're doing to come out and watch? And that's the person that we're going to have to pay. This is just a realism, and it's very difficult for me to discuss. I've got to dumb myself down 5 different levels to get here to even explain what is so blatantly obvious, what is so wildly obvious. And when I am having this debate with somebody like Dan Le Batard, who lives within the space of sport, I can't help but think he's working me. And I can't help but give him credit for winning, because he can work me up very quickly. But Le Batard's a very intelligent guy, and there's just zero chance that he actually thinks business works the way he's pretending he thinks it works. I really do believe that. I believe he's the better worker in the room when we are on those phone calls together, but I still believe nonetheless he's working me.